Good evening, Blood Bowl fans, and welcome back to another episode of Superfed TV Presents REBBL Action, covering the REL Divisions 1, 2, and 3. I'm your host, Superfed TV, and joining me today is RumbleBee. How you doing, RumbleBee? That good? I can't hear you.
Hello?
There you are.
Yeah, you cut out for a second. I didn't hear anything.
Oh, you didn't hear anything? Okay. I just said, how are you doing?
Oh, I am doing good now. Thank you.
Good, good. I am also doing good. I returned from Maui. And I missed a lot of the Blood Bowl action this week since I was in Maui, but I caught a couple of games. And we'll talk about those as well as just the usual rundown. But let's go ahead and get things started with Division 3. And Division 3 started off with Scooby and the gang taking on your Lizard Airy. Sukari got the 2-0 win here against Necro, and this was, where we thought we would start to see the Lizards falter against these Necro teams, but it's a big statement with the 2-0 win there. Outblocking them 59-37, getting all the removals as well. So, not every Lizard against Necro match is going to be one-sided.
Yeah, I'm a little confused. I don't know how Sukari could have 0% occupation in his own half.
Just playing very aggressively, and I would guess that Scooby and the gang is probably on the back foot most of that match. Perfect defense, blitz, those kinds of things. Also, Necro, because the team speed is so variable, you've got those really slow linemen and zombies and just zombies and golems. You tend to get split apart very easily, and with the high movement of lizards, they can kind of capitalize on that. If if it's a deep kick, even just a deep kick is enough to kind of separate the golems from the werewolves and ghouls. So I would assume that played a little bit of a factor there. Up next, Murder's Row took on Tooth and Fist in a Necro Mirror, and this one ended 1-1. Doc M really sliding out of the top spot that he was in as the top Necro. He gets the 59 blocks to the 41 here, but unfortunately unable to really turn the extra ball position and extra damage into a win here, forced to the draw. Cenobite the Curb lost 0-1 against Revenge of the Franks. The Orcs bouncing back from their loss, and Cenobite the Curb at this point getting kind of pushed down and out of the playoff picture, I believe. 19 armor breaks for the Orcs out of 53 blocks. Lots of removals, but actually the casualties were done far more by the Chaos. They just weren't able to capitalize with the ball. Lebowski Urban Achievers took a 1-1 draw against Tribu Urbana. Hipster finally falters, although still not losing. I believe this match was winnable from what I was told by the Chaos, and they kind of choked at the last second. I think they chose to do... Oh, that's right, it was. I remember this. He had the opportunity to win. He blitzed the guy that was marking his ball carrier with a wrestle piece and rolled the both down, but selected the push by mistake instead of selecting the wrestle. And that left the ball carrier marked, failed the dodge, and lost the game on turn 16. So that could have been the big upset of the week. And just shy of it. But look at that, 12 removals on 44 blocks. Everything, 0% ball possession by Tribu Urbana. They did one quick pass with the ball and scored with it, and that was it. for the whole game for them. Jeez. That's just right through your fingers there. And that would have been huge because Lebowski Urban Achievers were near the bottom. So the perfect season continues for Hipster. TeamSpeak Crew version 4 got the win over the Pantheon Passers. I did get to watch this one. This one was streamed too. And Pantheon Passers able to do the quick score, but they snaked something. I guess that wasn't even a snake. TeamSpeak Crew basically did a pincer position around the deep catcher, and T-Self rather threw the ball to the catcher while he was still marked up because nerves of steel, and he had to do a 3+2+ to score. He failed the 3+ on a 1 and 9, and it was in tackle, so he burned a reroll, still failed it. And the ball was on the ground there. Bull Centaur casually picks it up, and so he was forced to use his lightning bolt on his offensive drive, recovers the ball, scores. But that left plenty of time for puck stop to kind of march slowly up the pitch. There were a couple of shaky moments there, and I kind of mentioned it to both of them in the chat, where because the sidestep and diving tackle, basically puck stop didn't respect that well enough and left the ball carrier marked. And T-Self had dice on the ball. He had a couple options of how he did it. Unfortunately, the way he did it didn't result in the knockdown. He could have set up a 2-die wrestle, which I would have liked, but it would have been more dice up front, and he was low on rerolls at the time, so I understand why he did what he did as well. Just didn't pan out. And then in the second half, there was, 3 elves left, and if you're going to win as pro elves against Chaos Dwarves, at least in my opinion, you have to get a big enough lead early on that they can't just kind of run it back on you. And that didn't quite happen here, so that's why we saw that win for Puckstop, and that's going to kind of firmly plant him in third place at this point in time, but we'll get to the leaderboard in a second. Moving on to the Necromantic Newbies, we saw a 0-2 win for Pro in a Party, coached by Soul Dragonfire. He's bouncing back, and even though he's still feeling the outs, I think he is the most likely one to find his way into the playoffs that's not currently in there. Just has to keep his chin up. And Fell with Coded All gets the admin bye. So let's take a look at that leaderboard. Currently, Hipster is in first place at 6-1-1, just 1 point ahead of Revenge of the Franks. But I don't expect either of those two things to shake up now that the Orcs kind of bounced back there. I think the Chaos were the most likely one to really kind of hurt them or outdo them at their own game, and that didn't happen yet. So we'll see if Chorfs are able to do it. Speaking of the Chorfs, puck stopped at 5-2-1, and just 1 point back is the Lizards. Sukari in good position there too, but I still think Pro in the Party is going to be the one to upset those Chorfs, and they actually won the match against them head on. So, and actually the High Elves are also still not out of it either. I think everyone below them, I guess Doc M is also fairly close in that picture. He's only 1 point behind the High Elves. Same with Lebowski Urban Achievers. But really the 3-3-2 and 4 losses for down to T-Self, I think all those teams are kind of out of it unless something crazy happens. But I would say 6 and up are all still in the picture as we near the final weeks. We didn't do what I did last season, where we did like a whole playoff dedicated episode for each division. Maybe we'll do that in the last couple weeks here and kind of talk about the season or the past season. I don't know. I'll have to think of that. But that's, I guess, going to do it for the leaderboard here. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at a couple of the teams. I have no idea which teams I haven't done yet. Let me close out of Sage's stream and see if I can peek and look at my list here. TeamSpeak. All right, we haven't done the Chorfs, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Chorfs. Puck Stops team, TeamSpeak Crew version 4. Why don't you run us through this team here, RumbleBee? Or am I putting you two on the spot?
No, I'm just looking at it real quick. That's a hell of a bull centaur.
Yeah, an entity, which is Sure Hands right off the bat. So first level up, he got Sure Hands. It's a little odd. Then block, break tackle, which is normal. And then he gets dodge, and then frenzy, being the level 5 skill. Frenzy to me is something that I would take earlier on, and I would not take it with sure hands.
I mean,
seems odd.
Having Frenzy on your ball carrier, I think, can help you a lot, especially since he's strength 4. If he does get marked in a couple of spots, so the break tackle doesn't really help too much, you can always blitz yourself off, and it gives you that extra push.
I can certainly see it.
Useful.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's on a ball carrier that already has Frenzy. I don't know if I would have given it to him.
That's true. It's like a strength 4 wolf while you're talking about it. That's interesting. And then his other bull carrier, or bull centaur, not bull carrier, it got killed, and this is the replacement one, version 2. I like the mighty blow before the break tackle here. I always run one bull centaur as like a blitzer that's got kill potential. With I think he needs to get tackle on this level up, unless. I mean, there are other options other than tackle here. I guess if he wants, like, he doesn't have an actual palmer, you can run a palmer bull centaur. Could also do more mobile guard if you really want it. I'm not a big fan of guard on bulls, but
he's got enough guard.
Yeah, it's just the mobility part. The chorfs, because the actual chorf blockers have 4 movement and no agility, they can often get positioned into weird spots and not have guard where you need it. But he doesn't have any wrestle hobos, so he's got a blodger, which is not the ball carrier, which is kind of odd. Curious what he's doing with that. And then dirty player, which of course is nice. 1 claw on the chorf blockers, but otherwise pretty standard.
Yeah, I'm sure some of those other ones will become clawed eventually.
You never know. Some chorf teams just can't seem to roll doubles, and I definitely know that frustration. Because you pick them to have claw, and then if they don't roll the right things to cooperate, that doesn't help out at all. Let's see. We've got Cenobite on here. We've got Lebowski. We talked about them. We've talked about Necromantic Newbies. Talked about them. Fauna. Anything Pastors, we talked about them. They were on. We have been neglecting Soul. All right. Well, I just gave him the compliment saying that he's got a good chance of getting into it. Let's take a look at his team.
We have to?
Yeah, we do. So his team's faring much better than T-Self's as far as keeping players alive. He's also picked up his 4th catcher, so that's looking good. Got a blodge catcher, a wrestle catcher, a tackle, agi up, dodge catcher. And this is kind of like what I was saying with T-Self with getting that strip ball without having wrestle. It's just, to me, you want that survivability on an AV7 piece, but I guess not. I guess that's not the way that they're thinking. These newfangled elves and their lack of Raj and Blodge.
It doesn't have any strip ball.
No, this one doesn't. T-Self's team did, where he had the agi up.
Oh.
He was agi up, dodge, and strip ball, whereas this one is agi up, dodge, and tackle. It's just weird to me that you wouldn't get Raj or Blodge before that tackle. He does have a movement up that he recently got on quarters, which makes that 1 turn so much more likely. But no sprint or sure feet yet, so we'll see if he goes with that. He's only 5 SPP away from leveling that piece again. He does have a kicker, a couple armor busts. I don't see any niggles, though, so that's good for him. And then, of course, a standard issue for this division, accurate strong arm thrower. I think there's 3 or 4 of them in this division with both accurate and strong arm, so 2+ passes for days.
I kind of don't like that he gave both his blitzers guard. I would have liked to see one of them at least have mighty blow.
Yeah, I gave him crap about that. I think we both did when he first started this team last season. Getting those levels early on, especially for the first level up, that's where I think it should be mighty blow. And I feel like I had this tirade on stream once, but that first level up should be mighty blow, because if you get a second double, And then you could get piling on and have a palm elf, which is the dream. Cool. Well, that's going to do it for Division 3. Let's go ahead and head over to Division 2. All right, and Division 2 kicks off with the Oil Miners taking a 2-0 win over Not FDA Approved. You know, Not FDA Approved, I cannot get a read on, man. They are all over the place this season. Oil Miners, though, getting the 27 armor breaks off 58 blocks. You don't want to give dwarves that many punches, that's for sure. 14 total removals, but it looks like the KOs just kept coming back.
Man.
Looks like nothing was happening offensively for the elves here. Even Eldril steals the MVP, but basically does nothing. See if he even used the gaze. Gaze was actually 75% effective, so I'm just not able to come away with anything off of it, looks like. Also, diving tackle did nothing. 0 for 3.
Did his runner roll the second strength up?
No.
Yeah, the Oil Miners have a strength 5 runner.
Oh, man. Ugh.
He's also block strip ball.
Oh.
I feel like that should have been wrestle strip ball.
Yeah, if he gets break tackle, that's going to be stupid. I really hope he doesn't get break tackle on a double.
Well,
that's actually what he should do if he rolls a double now, but he doesn't get a level for a long time. Ugh, a strength 5 runner. Well, you know, it's funny because we had the strength 5 on Not FDA Approved too, so this was the battle of the 2 strength 5, normally strength 3 pieces. And the Oil Miners took this one. Interesting. God, that's crazy. Leafy Mustard gets the 2-0 win over Cheese Tactics. Gerzoot, you know, had a couple of Saurus dodges unintentionally, and still was able to destroy Cheese here. I did get to watch this one as well. Gerzoot streams are a special treat if you ever watch them. He's got his widescreen format for his monitor, and it translates over to his stream, and so it's a different look for the game. The aspect ratio is way off, and then he's got his weird music too. So, you know, if you ever are online and you see his matches going, feel free to check out his channel and stream. But out injuring these orcs, even though the orcs out-blocked them, and Cheese was trying some 4+, 5+ passes regularly. So that's an easy way to beat Cheese. Yeah, look at this. 7 pass attempts from the orcs. He's 1 for 6. But anytime you're an orc and you're passing more than 1 time a game, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
7 attempts. Yikes. Let's go ahead and move on. Yeah, exactly. Booze Cruise 2-2 draw against non-anime sports team. So this was more of an interesting of a match than I would have expected. Non-anime sports team does not typically like to play dwarves. Arch is not a big fan of going into those, and has historically done pretty poorly against them. But this was a big match, even though there's 0 removals for non-anime sports team. The 22 blocks were still decent to the 47. So we kept that number relatively low. But the result, 2-2 draw, that's pretty significant. Get this guy picked up. Diving tackle, nice. And I also got a level. Ooh, a movement up. So we've got a agility 4, movement 7 runner for the Booze Cruise.
Yeah,
That's a nice
I was
one-turn
just
attempt.
looking at that.
Yeah, he can definitely go for the one-turn attempt like the little Chaos Sabulu does in Div 1. But this has been a really good season for Motley, so I'm expecting big things from him in the playoffs. Treat Kundo took the 1-0 win over Ace Trucking Company. Zwark is really banging out a good season. They talked about him a lot on the podcast this week in their Around the Divs conversation. Statistically speaking, yeah, 22 seems to be that sweet number or sweet spot for elves against their bashier opponents. And Men in Tights gets the 1-2 loss to Iron Madden. This was a bit of a surprise. Gengar last season just could not do anything against elves. Most of his were 3-0, 4-0 losses. This season, though, he is really controlling the elves quite well. And look at this. Men in Tights controlled the ball for 56% of the match. Iron Madden only 25%. Yet he's the one with the 2-1 win. And he's playing the Agi2 team. Only 31 blocks and still able to get all the removals he needs. 21 armor breaks on 31 blocks, so we know he's fouling just about every turn because it is Gengar. But yeah, that is a rough one for Slightly Bent, who was turning his season around. Please Don't Murder Me gets the 1-0 win over Communist Rap Party, and this was one that Luke Salmon desperately needed. He's been having a really rough season up here in Division 2. Humans were not able to really get in their way, and in fact, 2 humans died playing against these high elves. So, you know the Communist Rap Party is not thrilled about that. Wow, 49 blocks with the high elves. They got to have a heyday with this team.
Yeah, 62% ball possession.
Yeah, that's pretty dominant. Finally, we had Straight Up Flatulence got the 1-0 win over Lords of Decay. I believe this match was kept to a respectful hour and 45 minutes, if I recall. I didn't get to watch all of it. I watched maybe a turn or two.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, you know, Stubings pointed me into a wonderful statistic on Blood Bowl 2 League Manager that actually records the time of matches. And believe it or not, Kalisti Maya does hold the record for REL. Longest matches played. Div 2, far and away, has the longest matches played. The match earlier in the season between Lords of Decay and Men in Tights, I believe, was almost 3 hours. That was 2 hours and 45 minutes or somewhere around there. And Zwark and Gerzoot are also up there with Kalisti Maya in the longest matches time played. So, a fun little statistic for you guys. Check that out on the Blood Bowl 2 League Manager. Everyone likes talking about it, especially after last season where there was a big push to make turns 3 minutes. Coming from Division 2, no less. And myself. So let's go ahead and take a look at the leaderboard. Iron Madden is now strongly in first place, and I dare to say he is, I think, 1 game away from locking a playoff spot and a promotion up to Div 1, which is what he wants more than the playoff spot. So that'll be interesting. We will definitely have Kimry represented in the playoffs in a couple spots, but coming from Div 2, we'll see what they can do. Motley, again, 4-4-0. He's also likely to take a playoff spot. I think he's just, a game and a half away from locking. And then third is going to be a little bit more contentious, 4-2-2 for Zwark, but he can definitely do it. Arch is also always nipping at the heels. If he's not 1 game back, he's in that spot himself. Stubings lurking around the top there. If only he had beaten Gengar. If only. And then Men in Tights now is kind of sunk back a little bit after that loss to Gengar. So, but that's again where I would cut the line off right there at 6th place. With 4 losses, it's going to be just very, very tough. The only thing that Slightly Bent has going for him is no draws, whereas there's a lot of draws in Div 2, and he's the only one that's kind of winning or losing. And when you play that way, it does allow you to catch up to your opponents quicker if you win out in big fashion. So he's technically still in there at 4 losses, but realistically, it's going to be.
I can't see what you're talking about. All I'm getting is a 404 error.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Work that web joke in. But we'll take a look again at the playoffs picture of this, and yep, no, Cheese is not going to the playoffs.
2-0-6 is a respectable score.
2-0-6.
There are some Div 1 coaches that have 2-0-6 records. I'll have you know.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
They're not out of a playoff spot. Mathematically, they're still in it.
The difference is with Div 1, though, you get those 2 extra playoff spots, so it does allow for a late comeback. So taking a look at the teams in Div 2, we have not yet covered. We definitely did Menatites. We just recently did the Zwark's team, done Motley's team. Have we done Zoot's team?
Yeah, we did.
We did, yeah. Not FDA approved. Communist Frat Party, Iron Madden. Ugh, we haven't talked about Iron Madden. All right, let's talk about Gengar's team. It is currently number 1. Here's why. Strength up, strength up, strength up, strength up. I think he lost his strength up. No, he did, but then I think he bought another one on the market. We've got a blocked tackle, so that's double, toil and trouble. Tomb Guardian. One of the strength ups has block as well. So, you know, that's always 3 dying you and not likely to turn over. We've got a couple break tackles, including one of the strength ups. Got the stand firm guard. All the Tomb Guardians, though, are just exactly what you'd want from Tomb Guardians. You've got 2 strength up Blitz Raws that have the same build path of, you know, Mighty Blow, piling on, strength up, tackle, and then one of them's got break tackle. One of them is probably 2 games away from getting that same break tackle. Very, very mobile Khemri team. That is not what you are used to seeing. Very mobile Khemri team that outstrengths every other team, basically in REL, and probably every other team in the league, when you consider the fact that they've got the 4 Tomb Guardians and 4 strength ups, and no strength 2 players. I'm curious if there's a team out there that has more strength combined on the pitch at any given time than this team. Let me know. I'd like to take a look at them. 2 throw raws. One of them's leader Blodge. The other one is Blodge Hail Mary Pass. Again, just exactly what you want from your throw raws. Difficult to knock over and capable of both providing your team an extra reroll with a little bit of TV efficiency, and that Hail Mary Pass can be used to great effect on Khemri. The fact that he picked that up around the same time that he started winning, I think, is not a surprise or coincidence. And then 3 dirty players, one of which is a sneaky get, because Gengar. Team's overall record is 21-9-15, and when you consider how much this season has been a winning season for him, it's kind of, you know, he's really turned it around this season compared to where he was prior. He was like basically a 50-50 coach, and now, you know, kicking butt, and then Division 2 against a bunch of good teams. Any thoughts on this team? Anything you'd like to see differently?
What could be different?
I know. I don't.
Maybe he could get rid of the niggle on his Blitzra.
Maybe roll an Agi up. If he could roll some Agi ups, that might be good. I mean, maybe just one. One of the throw rods at Agi 3, I think, would help his team out quite a bit.
Get the one with Hail Mary Pass.
Yeah.
So, you know, to make him even better.
Yeah, that's about all I could say about that team.
Yeah. The only thing that makes me happy about my probable relegation from Div 1 is the fact that this team is moving up and I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah, I could definitely see his team giving your team a hard time. We've got non-anime sports team, coached by Arch. Let's take a look at this team. He recently lost a piece. Oh, it's a thrower again.
He lost another thrower.
Wow, I can't even.
That's the new meme.
Well,
everyone,
yeah, Arch
harass Arch.
Arch XL's throwers are definitely meme worthy. I'm just pulling up Blood Bowl 2 League Manager right now to see what the current count is at. But yeah, I mean, I killed one. I know personally. I regularly see them just dropping like flies. We are currently at previous players. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Graveyard 6. So this would be his 7th thrower in 3 seasons. That's just crazy. The average level, so this one had 0 SPP when it got armor busted. That was not... Oh, he keeps changing the names of them too, you read. To not Garuzeni was armor busted with 0 SPP. Poor guy. Not Princess 9 was flat out killed with 4 SPP. Not Ace of Diamond, or still not Ace of Diamond. He was one of the more successful ones. He was sure hands and dodge, but got niggled. I think that was the one I killed. Niggled and then died. Still not free. 0 SPP, dead. Still not Princess 9. Blodge, dead. You can see he went different build paths each time. So he used to have like a dodge sure hands accurate one, which was his original one, not Ace Diamond, and that died. And then he tried sure hands dodge, and then that died. Then Blodge died, and then now they don't even get levels, and they just die. So yeah, if you want to live a short career in a Blood Bowl universe, sign up to be a thrower on RJXDell's team. The rest of his team, though, looking at those, looks like he recently cycled a Blitzer. And by cycled, I mean had it forcibly removed from him. Yep, brand new. So last game against Motley, he must have lost. Oh, that's right. I remember. This was the Agi 5 Leap guard one. So he had an Agi 5 leaping Blitzer. And he rolled a 1 on a leap. Had a reroll and decided he didn't need to reroll it. Dead. Apo dead. On a 2+ action. So yeah, might be worth using the reroll on that failed leap next time. But yeah, that'll be a fresh replacement for this team. Brings the TV down quite a little bit. The rest of the team has a strength up wrestle tackle leaper. Now this is a 3+ leap, so you know that fails at least, every time. And then you've got your Nerves of Steel, movement 9, sidestepper, so this is kind of his one-turn threat. I know for a fact, though, that the Frenzy piece is the most dangerous piece on this team. The Frenzy Catcher, it definitely puts in work and removes orcs and chaos and dwarfs and everybody. So that's the one to really watch out for. A couple linemen that are developed. He's got a kicker with dodge. I always like going block after kick, but personal preference. And then a Raj Dauntless one to help out with the Strength 6 Tomb Guardians that are just walking all around casually in Division 2. And movement up guard. I don't like the movement up after the guard, honestly. I would want to go for survivability there, but Arch is not about survivability on his team. He is all about the stats.
Even when he does go survivable, they die anyway, so...
That's his logic, I'm sure.
like why not make them the best they can be?
This is definitely a winning and successful team, though. 34 wins, 14 draws, 16 losses. Regular of the playoffs and always in the hunt, as we see him right now, currently in 4th place. So we'll see if we catch him there this year. I would love to play him in the playoffs. That would be a treat.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes. So let's go ahead and move on to Division 1. Yeah, that's right. Duel of Fates. That was our game last season. All right, moving on to Division 1. All right, Gloom and Zoom lost 1-2 against the Skinky Island boys. Waves Lizards were able to outmuscle them a little bit, almost equal number of blocks, but they got more removals, and they were hunting some ghouls. And you saw this one, Rumble. We want you to tell me a little bit more about it.
Well, the game seemed to really shift when Wave pulled off his one-turner. Just that second half, nothing seemed to go right for Fiction. About 3 turns into the second half, he had a really nice surf opportunity on the Pylon Saurus, but he elected to not make a GFI with his zombie, and
Went for the one die.
And for the one die on the frenzy push off the pitch, and skull reroll skull, and it badly hurt his wolf with no regen. And then just nothing could happen for Fiction after that. It was the Lizard show.
That is how it goes. Was it Speedo McPessimism? That the wolf that failed it?
It was the non-agi-busted one.
Non-agi-busted. Let's take a peek. I want to see which one it was. Yes, that would be Speedo McPessimism.
Okay.
You know, with a name like that, you would think you would know better than a one die. But yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
I mean, Wave was doing lots of stuff good. There were a few things that I didn't particularly care for. Like he kept frenzy blocking the sidestep wolf, and it would start off as a 2-die, and he would push it, and then obviously Fiction's not gonna
give him a 2-die.
give him another 2-die, so he kept frenzy trapping himself into 1-dies, and nothing. It was a knockdown like every time.
So you mean that Wave Fiction?
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
Okay, because that's pretty much a weekly occurrence on the Fiction stream.
Yeah, but aside from that, there was only one major play that I got to call him out for. Is he could have gotten a really nice 2-die on the Nice Wolf in the first half, and it would have been a Mighty Blow pylon hit. But he opted to punch the ghoul instead. That was basing it.
Yeah, and you see that a lot. A lot of times, you know, coaches will see AV7 no regen and think that that's the best target for them to go for. But against necro teams especially, ghouls are disposable meat, and it's not like an undead team where they're the stars of the team. I think every necro coach would love it if you just punch their ghouls every turn and left the werewolves alone. So
yeah, people need to do that to me. Stop punching my wolves. Start punching my ghouls.
I was happy to punch your ghouls after I killed your wolf.
Yeah, well, we can talk about my team and my new wolf and how he's my new MVP.
So Livetree and Die Hard versus Howl at the Moon. Howl at the Moon got the 2-1 win over Duberman, who is no longer really in the playoff top spot like he was originally. How'd that match go?
Really well.
Don't say.
I mean, I won.
You got outblocked by Woodies.
Well, it's hard to keep up your blocks when all the elves are off the pitch.
Oh, I see.
Like I damn near pitch cleared Duberman. By the end, I think he had 3 elves. So it was pretty nice.
Nice. All right.
Almost a 50% armor break.
And you leveled your little guy. What's your little guy's name and first level
up? His name is Lance Thruster.
Lance Thruster.
Because he's got to be. He's nice and strong and masculine.
Right.
And he's got what all baby wolves need. Block.
Okay, block first. Good. Yeah.
I considered taking tackle first because I got a lot of A lot of rats coming up.
I know some people suggest to dodge first, just so you don't have to worry about it when it comes to legend time. You know, making that choice of pro or dodge.
Am I ever going to escape that?
Nope. Moving on to New Year Norse taking on the Eat Man Things. Ornan was very pleased with us for actually predicting him his game correctly. 30 armor breaks for the New Year Norse on 54 blocks. 30 armor breaks. It's crazy. The only dead rat, though, is not one that we care about. Just the stupid line rat, not the natural one-turner. That is a movement 10, agi 5, leaping, sprint, sure feet, one-turner. I hate that piece. But yeah, New Year Norse finally put together just a brutal stomping fashion of a game. And complete control. Able to get the 2-0 win there. My game against Steve, Brazzers v. Steve. I got the 2-1 win. Early on in the match, I just kind of set up, and I did a little bit of hyper control, I will admit. I just did the math on guard and on strength, and I said, if I put my 3 black orcs here, and I put this guy here, and this guy here, as long as he doesn't roll single die POWs, I will win this. And I did that, just based all the things with all the guard. And he did get a couple knockdowns, but one of his, basically his ghoul had gotten so close to the line of scrimmage that he didn't really have a lot of good options. And he kind of swung out to one side. Didn't catch that the black orc had a free 2 die on him, especially once I started moving guard in. And my black orc, it was a blodge ghoul, and my black orc didn't have tackle, but he found the POW. And the POW resulted in a dead ghoul. And from there, I had the numbers advantage and just kind of leaned on him until I got the lead 2-0. And he kept fouling my blitzer every chance he got. He didn't care about winning at that point. He knew I had the 2-0 lead. And so I actually had to score early just to protect my blitzer, who was dead on a foul. I think it was a 1-assist foul. Appoed into badly hurt, thank God. And then he kept going after him again, even after that. So that was a little mean, going after my piling on blitzer. Never did anything to this team. Trying to get it,
this team.
Trying to get vengeance for some other necro. I don't know why.
Fucking guy.
I had a chance to pile onto, so like turn 3, I KO'd his werewolf, and I really thought about it. I really thought about piling that on. I know what happens when you pile on KO'd wolves. They die. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't pull the trigger on it because I needed my blitzer to be standing. And that's how I am not Papa Nasty. But yeah, 21 armor breaks out of 55 blocks, 12 removals. That's how you do it, by the numbers. Orc ball. Tadpoles in the Big City took the game to Necronomics, and this one still chaps my ass. So I know 130 is planned for the Legend on his Saurus, but he had a 2-2 draw, and Necronomics scored on turn 14 to make it 2-2. So there was 2 turns left for the Lizards to either A, go for the win, or B, stall for the draw. We didn't do either of those things. We picked up the ball with our skink, and we ran for the sideline. And we were going to do kind of a semi-sideline cage. The Crocs boneheads a block to clear off the corner of the cage. So the sideline cage is now based by a zombie. But instead of blitzing that zombie, we see that juicy AV7 ghoul target that we were just talking about. And that, with a GFI, is what 130 decides to target. Because he wants to get legend on that stupid Saurus. So because he does that, he gets the knockdown, he doesn't get the casualty, he doesn't get the SPP. The cage is still based, so he just, Horny Cricket is not an idiot. He knows how to take advantage of that. He opens that right on up and blitzes the skink with the golem, gets the POW, surfs the skink, I believe, as well. So now there's no skinks on the pitch. And he scoops the ball right on up, scores on turn 16, and there goes my lead So I'm a little sad because if that was even a draw, I would have had sole control of Div 1. Now I'm still 1 point back. 130 not doing me any favors. He's going to make me beat Horny Cricket myself if I want that first seed in that bye week.
But it makes me so happy because it bothers you so much.
Yeah, I get that. I get that a lot. See, the other thing I get all the time, and it's because I'm the caster.
Tryhard.
Yes, I know. Everyone knows I'm a tryhard, and because I am the recapper, I also get this too. But like I told Zoot this last season, the best game Zoot ever has played of Blood Bowl in his entire time was the time that we played last season because he was so adamant about beating me. He didn't make one single misclick. I can pull up any Zoot video in the past freaking 6 months, and I will find a Saurus dodge that he didn't need to do or a Crocs misclick. Nope, not against me. No misclicks. Perfect wizard use. But yeah, so I get everybody's best shot, and I'm okay with that. But everybody wants to be the guy that caps my ass, and 130 can do it when he doesn't even play me.
Yeah, but his Saurus is super close.
Yeah, well, let's check in on it. I said I was going to, even though I don't want to anymore. Where is he? Tadpole's in Big City. Where's the Saurus at?
175.
175. Joe Dirt.
I believe that'll be the first Saurus legend, right?
Well, as far as I know, yeah. Saurus don't tend to live long in REL, but
yeah, especially in REL 1 with all the claw.
You know, just for that loss to Horny Cricket there, it'd be a shame if something happened to Joe Dirt next week. It'd be a real shame. I would actually like to see him on the market. I want to see a legend sold on the market. I think that would be great. Who is he playing? Take a peek. Oh, we already played. He played Lumi. Lumi didn't do it. Oh, and he didn't reach legend after playing Lumi, so he's got a whole nother week. So the week after that, he's playing Steve.
He only pissed up one Kaz, because at the end of the cricket game, he was at 173.
Okay. Yeah, so Steve really likes piling on pieces and giving them boots, so fingers crossed. We'll see what happens there.
He only likes to boot your pieces.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Everybody gives me their best shot. 3 Mountains lost 0-1 against Animal Farm, and this is going to be the kind of thing that keeps Chaos Abulu out. If there's anything that Sace is good at other than not making the playoffs, it's making sure other people don't make the playoffs, and doing his best right here. 37 blocks. That's actually not that much against Dwarves. I'm surprised.
Yeah. The thing is, this game easily could have been a draw, but Chaos chose not to score in the first half.
Oh, I remember this. Thank you for reminding me. He outsmarted himself, was the quote. The meme was born. Yeah, willingly chose not to score in the first half because either the KO rolls, was it? Is that the logic, if we want to give it that word?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I just remember the outsmarting himself.
Yeah. I don't understand any reason why you would ever not want to score in the first half. Sure, I mean theoretically, if you're facing 8 KOs and you have no and they have no babes, you might say to yourself, "Oh, I'm gonna have such an easy time in the second half." But really, let's be real. Let's be real. It's a misplay if you don't score on your drive. Okay, enough of that. Finally, we had Pastry Pest took the 2-1 win over Rats Off to you. Of course, Lumi still lurking. Can't ever eliminate Lumi from the playoffs. Doesn't matter how weak his Storm Vermin are. One of them did get MVP, and now is Mighty Blow. But yeah, you can't eliminate Lumi from the playoffs. It's just impossible. He's like vermin, you know. They just keep coming back. They just won't die. So let's take a look at that leaderboard and see where he's at. Currently sitting in the 5th seed. There you go. But I think he does have a game played this week, we said. So that probably may change depending on what the results are for the rest of the division. Necronomics are currently in first place, 1 point ahead of my team at 6-0-2. The inverse of my team, RumbleBee at 2-0-6, and at the bottom there. Skinky Island Boys sitting at 503. I think they're pretty likely to make it. It's going to take quite a bit for Wave to not make it, especially after beating Fiction, who was his best competition there. And then the race for 5th place with Pastry Pest, New Year Norse, 3 Mountains, who really just took it on the chin last week. So they have to basically win here to reclaim that spot above Lumi. And then Golgothan, Yeo, NPA, and Duberman, all at the same 404. Quite the opposite of Division 2, where there's a whole bunch of draws. In this case, there's literally been 2 draws all season for Division 1.
I'm surprised you don't have one of them.
You know, I made the choice to stop drawing, and it was a lifestyle change. I embraced it. And it just a playstyle difference. Like, I genuinely was playing for draws, it felt like last season. And now I know what it means to go all in a bit more and play a bit riskier. And I done outsmarted myself against Duberman, and Lumi definitely had my number with this a million. Like, I said it then too, but when it basically lightning bolted me, and I had orcs everywhere, and it was just dodge, 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 and all the dice rolls sounded like a freaking slot machine paying out a jackpot. When he ran in, made like 7 dodges in and out, and then passed the ball, and there was nothing I could do there. So, yeah, that sucked. Anyway, yeah, this is still anybody's spot. And by anybody, I mean, yes, even Sace and RumbleBee and 130 would make it. Although 130's at 207, I think that does eliminate him.
Yeah, it's 7 losses that eliminates you with the current leaderboard.
Yeah, so if you did 706, you pull it off. 5 straight wins. You got this. You got this.
I'll call it a comeback.
I will.
Well, that's just mean. We're supposed to be caster buddies, man.
I
voted for you to
206, man. 206. Hey, I'm just happy that, you know, of all the playoff predictions that we did at the start of the season, my team being one of them that we got right is okay. And it was just projecting when I said that Horny Cricket's team was probably going to die this season, because apparently Hate My Hair can be niggled all season long and no one does a thing to him other than knock him out. I don't know what happened. Div 1, you've changed. This week we've got Skink Island Boys versus 3 Mountains. I would love to see what happens here with Wave either eliminating, well, not really eliminating, but making it very, very difficult for Chaos Bulu to come into it, or dropping and then putting himself in jeopardy if he loses this one. I've got Golgothan's Rats Off to You. We're going to be playing tomorrow night.
Oh, that's unusual.
Maui changed my schedule way up. So I'm having to play late. But, yeah, it'll be an interesting match. I saw he picked up Juggernaut specifically for the 1 turn against me, because I have 4 stand firm pieces specifically for him and his damn 1-turner. So it's literally just, it's the classic Blood Bowl of, I built this to screw you, but now you have a counter skill that screws me. I'm not thrilled about it. Really not. So now I have to, and I have MPA next week as well, so another 1-turn team. And I have to basically try and get a 5th tackle piece.
So I get to play. I get to play Kingmaker for you again.
Oh yeah, you've been my trailblazer all season long. If you MMG that 1-turner, I'll send the PayPal the same usual account. You know.
And NPA is looking a little sparse. His 1-turner is going to be on the field the entire time.
There's a chance. But we both know that you are not going to surf the 1-turner, and you're going to make a 1 die on a sidestepping squadger. Gloom and Zoom take on Steve, so Fiction gets a chance to fiction some werewolves. And Live Tree or Die Hard versus Necronomics. You know, Duberman started out so strong. I don't know if he's going to be able to upset Horny Cricket here, but Fingers crossed that he does, because I still want that bye week. Really do. I think that game also is played tomorrow. Let's see. I think that's all I got. Oh, we got to look at a couple teams, I guess, in Div 1.
We should look at Eat Man things again, because I'm playing them in about half an hour.
Oh, you're playing a half hour. Good. We'll just go right into that. But no, we're not going to look at them again. We looked at them last week.
Oh, was it last week? Rats.
It was. Skinky Island Boys, we've looked at them. Three Mountains, we've looked at them. Tadpole's Big City, we kind of looked at them just now. But we haven't actually looked at them, have we? We have not. All right. Let's finish looking at 130's team. I believe this team is set for retirement after this season. I believe that's what he said.
Yeah, he said if he can get that Saurus to legend.
Yeah. So, sucks. I hope he sells all these pieces to the market, though. So there's some good lizard pieces, and a lot of lizard teams out there that would pick some of this stuff up. The movement plus movement bust always sucks for Mikey's replacement. But the Croc score, everybody loves Kirby with his block, grab, pro, guard. The quote most reliable Croc score in REL, and he fails boneheads and pros on a regular basis. Especially
I love
when it
that
matters.
Croc I love that Croc score.
I would have loved it more if it had stand firm before guard or before grab. The grab early on is weird to me, but it's for one turn.
I just like that it is pro.
Because you had a hand in that, I know.
I didn't have just a hand in it. It was
campaigned. I would have preferred tackle still, but you know.
Yeah. So 130, if you're watching, retire, sell him to the market. I'll play lizards, and I will buy him.
I could see you playing lizards, actually. Like, no joke, I could see you playing lizards better than you play Necro. Because, I mean, look at Krazoot. He plays lizards, and he can misclick all day and still win. I'm telling you, lizards might be the way to go. Just ask Hipster. He's a big fan of lizards.
Yeah, so is Spoony Bard.
Yeah. They're...
Spoony Bard already hates me. I don't need him hating me anymore.
Leading the mob outside your house. Skink development, he keeps him trim, which is what you're supposed to do. I like the block skink with the movement bust. Just needs to get diving tackle and sidestep on it. He's got a diving tackle sidestep one that doesn't have blodge. He's 2 SPP away. Maybe he gets it. That'd be cool. Yeah, I don't know. About it. One other team to look at this week. Have we not done my team?
No, we do your team all the time. Have we done Fiction's team? I feel like we haven't done Fiction's team.
Let's look at Fiction's team. I never wrote my team down, but I'm sure we did.
Yeah, we did your team the week that we did my team.
Okay.
I think we did it week 1.
Oh, okay. Mine's a little different, but yeah, that's fine. Speedo McPessimism.
You sound really sad that we're not going to talk about your team. Do you want to go talk about your team?
We'll make 3 teams happen this week. That's fine.
Okay.
Speedo McPessimism, Strength 4, Mighty Blow, Tackle, and Dodge, all the things that a werewolf should have. Mainly Tackle, Dodge, Mighty Blow. He doesn't have Piling On, but 5 SPP away from getting that, of course, as is standard issue. The other one took the Agibust, and this was, news round Div 1 when it happened. I think most of us agree that it's better that he keeps this piece. I mean, it's kind of like a Bull Centaur, but better. At the same time, it is Agi 2 sure hands, so it's unreliable at best. And I've noticed he actually has not been carrying the ball on this one. He's been carrying it more on his ghouls, so I think he's trying to develop a ghoul carrier now. You kind of offset this. Unfortunately, just not had that much luck with it. And Prompt Pain is now the newest addition to the team. I believe he lost a goal last week, if I recall. Or very recently, anyway. So we'll see how he does that. The inventor of the Golem tax system. He's got a movement bust on one. I'm sure his days are numbered. And the other one just got blocked, so it's only a matter of time. The whites, though, are always healthy on this team. And Catatonia Momentum is literally the most terrifying piece on Necro Team that I can see. Everybody, hunts his werewolves because they're strength 4 and crutches, but this white puts in so much work. Mighty Blow, Piling On, Tackle, Dauntless, and Juggernaut. Doesn't matter if you're strength 4, doesn't matter if you're a wrestle piece. He will hunt you, he will find you, and he will kill you. Anything else you want to talk about this team, Necro Coach?
No. It's a good team. I like it.
Fair enough. He did start the same season my team did. He made the playoffs the first one, though. Fun fact, this is not the first time he's had 2 strength 4 werewolves. I think both of these are cycled. There was an original Quick and Foreboding, and that was a strength 4 werewolf and died. I want to say there was another one that also was strength 4 that also died. But I can't remember 100% about that. But I know there was at least one more. But yeah, he made playoffs. He did quite well. He took out Gengar, or not Gengar, Gerbear. So that was a big scalp.
Killed Gerbear's favorite piece, Wolf Rider. I remember that.
Yep. That was a big deal. He commemorates that kill with Wolf Rider's dead, the zombie with Dirty Player Wrestle. Yeah, so he's been around a while. He made the playoffs right away. Took a big splash. Took really a fast track to Div 1 because he made playoffs 2 times back to back and beat some very big names. Kind of the poster boy of how to get to the big boys table as quick as possible. Yeah, and made a REL 1 last season. So very solid, strong team. My team, like I said, it is a little bit different from week 1 when we looked at it. I lost Black Orc. I lost a Blitzer. I lost one other thing. Lineman. I know you love it. Where's my goat face? Where's the little goat face?
Do you want me to send it to you again?
Where is it? I'm looking for it. No, it's somewhere here. I must have lost it.
That's all right. I'll send it to you. I got it saved in my phone now.
Where? Oh, it's somewhere here. I went to the trouble of adding it to my my stream last time.
It's just so appropriate. There you go.
Goat.
Just the.
It's worth it for your laughter.
Just the bottom right corner where it's the zoom up on his face. Just the eye.
Come on, I'm getting there.
Oh, I love that stupid picture. Dosh Schutenheim turned me on to that goat picture.
There we go. Now everyone can see the eye in the bottom right. RumbleBee, as we talk about my team. We'll just shrink this just a tad and slide it over while we're looking at them. So yeah, I lost Mia Malkova, who is my Blodge firm guard tackle piece with Mighty Blow. She was gonna get shadowing if she made it to Legend. Didn't quite get there. And then my next piece that was gonna get shadowing was my Agi 4 piece, and that one got movement busted because no one likes nice things. And then Megan Rain picked up Niggle. Thanks, Ace. Yeah, I still have a lot of guard. This piece priority is probably tackle. I want to have the 5th tackle so I can make a back line screen of just pure tackle for all these one-turning rats that I have to play on a weekly basis. And I've never had 4 good Black Orcs. I've always had 3 good Black Orcs and 1 that dies every week. I'm running out of names, believe it or not. There's just not enough porn stars for me to keep up with all these Black Orcs. Yep, that's my team. I'm done talking about them. You want to look at your team, Rumble? Since we talked about mine as an extra.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah. Look at that. Lance Thruster. Got his 6 SPP. Was that just one game for him, too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to ball carry with a baby wolf when there's only 3 elves on the pitch.
You really just, focused on that Lance. Really polished it off in that one game. It seems to be a strength of yours.
Let's keep this family friendly.
Add one more, but I'll let it go. All right. John Cusack, add you on Golem.
He's the cornerstone of my team. He's the only original player.
I wish I fouled him more.
The only original player. He's played. Let's see, how many games has he played?
Beat you. 59.
59 games.
Yeah.
And he only has 3 SPP, or 33 SPP.
He's got 1 surf and 1 kill.
How does he have a surf? That's strange.
Yeah.
He's also got a touchdown.
Nice.
Pretty sure that was from
Probably a bye week.
that was my bye week.
Yeah.
Oh man, 200 blocks sustained.
That is an unpaid Golem tax in my eyes. We'll see if we can't get a tax ban onto that one.
Unpaid. Man, my other Golem has died 5 times.
Sounds like a Black Orc.
Yeah.
Your team looks lean though. 1600 TV, and you've got quite a bit. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah. I like where my team is at, except for...
That's what I was going to say. So you mentioned you were going to re-roll the Lizards for Kirby, but you've already been on the record flip-flopping that you are going to stay on your team now.
Yeah, I'm staying on my team. That's why I bought the Wolf. I'm in it for at least one more season. So,
since you don't have to play Gengar. All right, let me get your goat fixture out of here and let us continue on our way. I think that's actually it for us. So, yep, that does it. All right. Well, thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching, everybody. Regular scheduled programming should resume next week, and I will consider whether or not we want to do something for playoffs or something special. I'll think about it. And yes, those of you that follow for foul language, I will be looking for a new person for that this week, so we'll see if we can't get something up next weekend. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Thanks for RumbleBee.